Hello and welcome to another video. In this video I will be reacting to some of my subscribers' K-pop opinions. Please keep in mind that this is just my opinion and that you don't have to agree with everything I say, so be respectful. Now let's get into it. The maybe if you stand Loona joke was never funny in the first place. In my opinion, it's annoying. I personally think that it was funny at first, but after a while it was just not funny anymore but straight up annoying. So yes, I agree. Ryujin isn't actually that good. Like, don't get me wrong, she is a good dancer, but compared to others she isn't great at dancing, singing or rapping. I disagree, and I'm not saying this because I ult itzy. Yes, she is not the best and she's far away from being the best dancer in K-pop, but this doesn't mean she's not good. She is a really good dancer, and what adds up to her dancing is her amazing charisma on stage. So I think she is a really good dancer and her performances are really enjoyable. And when it comes to her rapping, I also have to disagree. I didn't like her rap in Mafia in the morning at all. But I don't think that she is a bad rapper. Maybe she just didn't have the chance to show her whole potential yet. So what I'm trying to say is that she is talented and good at what she does, she's just not the best. Just like a lot of other K-pop idols. Most idols are well-rounded, not all-rounded. Example JK. He excels in two aspects, dance and sing, and good in rap. He's not the best at it, so since he only excels in two categories, he is well-rounded, not all-rounded. I definitely agree with this one, even though I disagree with the example you gave. A lot of idols are called all-rounders and praised for being an ace or whatever, even though they are not really good. I will just use Baha'i as an example at this point, and I am not trying to hate on her. She's my bias in Kepler, but some people are praising her too much in comment sections by calling her an ace. She might be great, but we didn't get the chance to see it yet, so let's not call everyone an all-rounder. Because I feel like this word is overused, just like the words over and underrated. Just because your favorite idol holds a pride flag, it doesn't mean they're not homophobic. Now this, I definitely agree, and if you disagree, I'm sorry, but you're just dumb then. Like, there is this whole thing called fanservice, and if you were an idol you would rather hold a pride flag than ignoring it because that would make your LGBTQ audience happy, and isn't that what you want? You try to please your audience as much as you can because they are the source of your money. I am in no way saying that all K-pop idols are homophobic. Yes, Korea is a very conservative country, but I think that mostly applies to the older generation. But what I'm trying to say is that you shouldn't call an idol an LGBTQ supporter just because they held a pride flag. Oh, and while we're on this topic, can people just stop calling idols LGBTQ supporters every time they wear something rainbow colored? Thank you. Wattpad has some juicy stories. I mean, they could be a better movie than the ones that already exist. I personally don't use Wattpad, but I've read some online and they are honestly better than some movies. Well, I can't really react to this one because I haven't read that many Wattpad stories, but I can actually see this being true. Like, Wattpad is a place where talented people can write stories and show their talent, and they can also just have fun. But what ruins it is all the inappropriate stuff you can find on it. Fourth-gen groups are talented. I don't get why people say it's just a dance competition. I honestly love fourth-gen groups and their songs. Exactly. Like, y'all act as if they can't be talented just because they are debuting this young, or what? I understand that most of them are less talented than third-gen idols, but they are talented. If they weren't talented they wouldn't have debuted, and yes, I know that visuals matter as well, but you simply can't survive in the industry if you're not talented. There are a few fourth-gen idols that can outsing certain third or even second-gen idols, but I won't be dropping names because I don't want you guys to come at me. Text aren't fourth-gen leaders. As much as they have good music, it all has somehow the same vibe and too much autotune. There is nothing special about their performances either. It is MOAs and some armies hyping them up for no reason. I think this one is a little bit controversial and it depends on how you see it. I disagree with the aspects you mentioned because I do not think their music has the same vibe. Like, their discography is really diverse and too much autotune can sometime actually be a good part of the song, just like, for example, Balance Game by Text. Their performances are amazing. Like, I love their choreographies and I think MOAs have multiple reasons to be hyping them up, but do I agree with this overall opinion? Yes. I agree just because I personally think that ATs are the leaders of 4th gen. They may be less popular than for example text, but their performances and stage presence are incomparable. They have outstanding vocalists and rappers and their discography is one of the best. Taehyung is not attractive at all. People only like him because he's tall. When I read this I had to let out a little laugh lol. Like I totally respect your opinion but I disagree. Taehyung is a really handsome man and even though beauty is subjective I never expected to come across someone who thinks that Taehyung isn't attractive like even my mom thinks he is. Just look at him.
When I tell you this man is so fine. When I tell you this man is scrump-dilly-icious. He make me wanna...
Not every idol is capable of writing songs. That could be a huge reason why the company doesn't let them write songs. This is a really good point. Because a lot of people tend to blame the companies when it's not always the company's fault. Twice Raplin had so much potential. But JYP really shitted on them. I mean look at Chaeyoung when she was on 16. Girl was spitting bars but now it seems like JYP is focusing more on their vocals than their rap. This is so true. But I think this has to do with their concept which was cute at first and so it didn't really suit that fast rapping. Now that their concept is changing let's hope we can see them rap more and get proper rap verses in the future. Twice Yes or Yes mini album is the best album they have ever released. I don't know because Twice has so many good albums and it's hard to choose one but I definitely think it's one of their best. BTS paved the way. I will just say that I agree and I won't comment on this any further because it's really controversial. Young Brad Pitt is more attractive than any idol. I never thought about this and I mean yeah young Brad Pitt is so handsome but since beauty is subjective this can't be a fact right? And I personally disagree. BTS aren't overhyped, it's just that your faves aren't as successful. Finally someone said it like I'm sick and tired of people saying that BTS are overhyped and that they don't deserve the spot they are at now. They have worked hard and completely deserve everything they achieved. Blackpink should stop saying Blackpink is the revolution because they haven't done or accomplished anything revolutionary. I actually never took this phrase seriously but yes I agree. And I do think that Blinks should stop saying it everywhere as well but I honestly don't really mind Blackpink using it in their songs. They might not have accomplished anything revolutionary but I still think the phrase fits them. Red Velvet's B-sides are not all that. Most of them to me sound like filler tracks and they're so overhyped for no reason. Don't get me wrong, I don't think they're all bad. I actually enjoy some of them, but the ones that everyone hypes up for example LP and Kingdom Come aren't even that great. I would choose Twice and Blackpink's B-sides over Red Velvet's any day. As much as I love Red Velvet I have to agree. Like yes some Red Velvet B-sides are overhyped, other ones are forgettable but I also think that they have amazing ones. To be honest, Momo can't sing. First I want to make sure everyone know Momo is my bias from Twice. And yes she is not the best vocalist out there but she can sing. She can. It's just that her voice doesn't fit into Twice's concept well and JYP makes her sing differently to fit which is why she sounds like she is struggling sometimes. Momo has a beautiful voice when she uses her natural voice like did you listen to this yet? If not you definitely should. English interviews are just awkward. Yes and I think everyone knows this. Like you can see it when idols are comfortable or not and I feel like they aren't most of the time. The only English interviews that I enjoy watching and where I feel like the idols are happy when being there are The Late Late Show with James Corden, The Zach Sang Show and The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching. Let me know whether you agree or disagree with these in the comments.